But how they solve my challenges actually, because you see the business people are so hard to convince. It's not so easy that you keep explaining the technology and they will be get convinced. So he keep just putting their questions basically. It's fine, but I have a lot of challenges. You have explained the technologies, you have explained the benefits. So idea is that these are the all challenges he had. He has already explained in one of his previous interaction. uh, Now idea is that we will be having a lot of technologies over here. So now you have a real-time information, you have a data visualization possible, you have a remote maintenance available, you will have a smart machine interfaces, you have an AR available with, these are all technology baskets available. So you have an additive manufacturing. So you have an understanding about these technologies now. Now, our role as a smart manufacturing engineer is basically to connect as an engineer or a consultant. Basically, you have to map which problems get solved with which piece of the technology. So now you have an understanding about your challenges, you have an understanding about the technology, then only you will be able in a position to do a right match. And that is where the efforts to understand the technology is very important. So that's how I will just quickly explain what smart sensors are, because that's the starting point. You should have a sensors to get the real-time insight, real-time information about the inventory, about the machines, about the purchase materials. So that is how the inside visibility comes out with this sensor integrations. And then you will be able to implement a high-value decision making in your manufacturing. So digital insight has to be built up with the smart sensors. When I say smart sensor, there are many more features coming with the basic sensors. So you should have an analytics tools to get an insight from the sensors. Many times sensors will be able to give you that insight as well. Your system should be able to handle the big data that is coming from the, because once you have a sensors, multiple sensors into the facility, it will be producing a large amount of the data. And your system should be able to process that in the real time. I think that is how, and then you will be evolving, or you will be knowing more advanced algorithms to process this. So there are a lot of smart sensing developments. I'm not going to discuss all that right now, because that is all the areas we need to dwell individually and separately in another interactions. Then as I was explaining, so we need to build on different connectivity levels, from the field level devices to the controller level and finally to the enterprise level. This one example I just want to highlight over here, how this can be done. So you can establish a data exchange with the machines and an IIoT. That is what has been explained to Samrat for his legacy machines also. So he has a mix of new machines as well as the legacy machines. So legacy machines may be a kind of a conventional lathe. So how this will be done and why it is useful actually. That's a simple example can be discussed over here. So from a lathe machine, we can just at least have some idea about the speed, feed, depth of cut can be captured, the vibration signals can be captured. You can monitor the energy consumption. You can check whether the coolant is flowing or not, whether the oil is there into the pump or not, at what time the machine is made on and off. There are twofold purpose. One is to monitor the operations and the processes on the machine. Another is basically to check the health of a machine also, and certainly to give a right quality of the product coming out of this machine. Now, as we face challenge quite often that your operators may be changing. So many times people use contract operators also. Sometimes they may not be skilled actually. But idea is that you can have a skilled or unskilled operator. Let the technology will help him. So see, if I have embedded this kind of a sensing into the machine, I will be able to indicate an operator that he has to adjust speed or depth so that he will get the right surface roughness, or he can be able to produce the right dimensional accuracy of the part. Or if the machine is running out of the oil, he should be able to replenish that in the time. I think those kind of insights can be, or information can be given to the operator as well as to the management. Now, how this can happen, because the machine doesn't comes with any controller, so you can think of any low cost controller can be put with the machine along with this some basic sensors into the machine, and then you will connect to some gateway to take this data out of this facility. So certainly when I say out of the facility, doesn't mean that out of the plant. You can have a computing system and a database in the facility itself where you will be logging this data. Another, this is little difficult to handle because we will be integrating or retrofitting many of the things to this machine. Another, you may be having some of the machines with an advanced controllers also, maybe CNC machines or the numerical control, which already have these kind of interfaces inbuilt into them. So, or the initial sensors are already in the place. So what you can do, you have to just connect your machine to the Ethernet or whatever the possible physical network available. and you can just fetch the data from the machine directly. So try to understand what kind of a machines you have and what kind of an interface can we build around these machines. So as again, I am just iterating the same thing. So you have to build those basic interfaces with the sensors and the controllers, and then bring the data out of these machines. That is how the exchange can happen with the both the new and old machines. So there you require a lot of understanding about the protocols, which controller will be useful. So certainly we will take up these understanding in depth when we discuss about the IIoT courses. But idea is that you should understand some of the protocols. Those who are into the automation business, they understand it very well. Those who are learning, they should learn basically what exactly these protocols are, how to interface the multi-protocol systems together, how to bring a data into an universal protocol that is acceptable actually. So these are the some of the learnings should happen, but you need to establish a data exchange between the machines and your backend IoT platform. Many times you may require this IoT gateway also. So certainly we'll learn what exactly it is and why it is required when we go through the IoT course. But that's how the first stage has happened. It's not enough. So you establish a data aggregator or IoT gateway, means I am now establishing a channel of communication. So I just established a channel of communication with the machines. Now I will be able to get some data and information from these machines. But how, what to do with this information? So we need to certainly capture, then you need to organize this data, and for visualization and analysis. I think those are all steps to be done. So then once you have this data aggregator and the gateways, so you have to connect to the IoT platform to store the data and visualize that. You have to model the systems in your IoT platform. Then you have to create a visualization, so that the way I have shown the previous slides, some kind of a real-time visualization can be created about this information that is being received from the machines. Then you can set up the notification services basically, because every time you may not be just looking at the dashboards actually. So you can just have an alerts being generated as and when it is required to interfere in the normal operation of anybody. So that is how it is done. And then later on, you will be implementing some of the analytics using some of the analytics engine onto this to make a faster decision making. I think that's how just a blocks being put into this slide, because it's just an overview course. We will certainly go in depth into each of these blocks and then explain you. Not just explaining, we want you to experiment with these individual blocks. Try to do hands-on and understand means how these things can be done.